I'm here in Brownsville, Texas, one of many border towns across the country where people go over the border every day into Mexico to shop, to eat, and to even vacation. And after what happened in Matamoros, many people are wondering if traveling into Mexico is safe.
From the U.S. alone, there's over like 20 million travelers that go by air to Mexico. And that number obviously came down during the pandemic, but is expected to rise again.
Here on the southern coast of Texas, it's quite the normal routine for people living here to spend some vacation time in Mexico. Tourism is important to Mexico, making up about 8% of its gross domestic product. But after 2 Americans were killed in recent violence in Mexico, some people wanting to visit Mexico are shaken. When something like this happens in Matamoros, how does that affect traveling into Mexico?
Our industry, the travel and tourism industry, is always impacted by external events. So whether it's terrorism or it's kidnapping or it's bombing or war or any kind of unrest, because when you're leaving home and you're traveling to a different destination, anything that puts fear in the minds of people is going to impact travel.
The U.S. State Department describes violent crime in Mexico as widespread and warns that the U.S. has, quote, limited ability to provide emergency services to U.S. citizens. The U.S. site states 6 states in Mexico as places Americans should not travel, including the state where Matamoros is located, Tamaulipas. It lists 7 states where Americans should reconsider traveling to, including Jalisco, known for Puerto Vallarta, though tourists are not typically the targets in gang conflicts. One area of Mexico to be aware of, the Quintana Roo area that includes Cancun. The U.S. consulate is warning tourists of a clash between taxi drivers there and car services such as Uber and Cabify. Those turf clashes have occasionally turned violent and Americans have been injured. When something like this happens, I think a lot of people are trying to figure out, is it safe for me to go to Cancun?
Other popular destinations, like you just mentioned, Cancun, they're very safe, because they're within a controlled environment, and so I don't expect this particular incident that took place on the border to really have an impact on those destinations like Cancun.
This recent episode that happened in Matamoros will affect my business.
But for travel agencies like Joe Liston's Go With Joe, some people have already started to change plans.
We've already received 1 cancellation, and we certainly are not getting anybody new that wants to go on the next trip that I have. Basically, what I tell them when they ask me, is it safe? I tell them it's as safe as anywhere in the world if you respect the people and you're not into drugs. If they're into drugs, I do not want them on my bus, ever, because I don't want any problems. I've never had a problem. I don't want a problem.
Experts say research and planning is crucial during these times and staying alert to your surroundings wherever you travel. Thomas Hoppo, Scripps News, Brownsville, Texas.